Hey guys, it's Sarah Anderson. Now, I told y'all about how Black Book, my parents, the way things worked out, I didn't get to leave Earth for a good long while after going home. But when Vinnet and I finally made it into Kashan, that's when Vinette started to lose her cool. She set the destination and then lay back, intending to sleep. It wasn't supposed to be a big deal. She'd been excited about going home for weeks. She'd wanted to show me everything. She'd wanted me to meet everyone. She talked Maggie's ears off and described even more to me. But once we were on our way, it wasn't just a celebration anymore. She owed the council her own report, and while she assured me that she believed saving Maggie was a right thing to do, she didn't think the council would. She spent hours trying to figure out how to justify it to them.
I spared the girl because she was innocent.
Then what about the mission and billions of other innocent humans?
I scrubbed the mission because Angelette's body double had recognized me.
Then why not kill her and stay?
I scrubbed the mission because I killed queens to save the girl.
Evidence suggested the queens battled often. Surely there were occasional accidents. I started off trying to figure out how to help her, but nothing I came up with sounded good either. How do you expect us to be good guys if we're killing people we're supposed to save? I'd read about collateral damage before. Vinette obviously thought the council would find it acceptable. Maggie was our friend. She trusted us. See above on collateral damage. Vinette came up with more bad ideas faster than I could. It was her report, after all. Finally, she stared up at the ceiling, and a tear slid down my cheek.
I should have kept to the mission. It was a miracle the opportunity came about, and a miracle we made it in. No one has done that before. There was too much riding on it to not risk everything.
Something seemed off. I didn't think she was talking about Maggie. What was I supposed to do? Pat her back? She had control, and it was my back. And I didn't want her to regret saving Maggie. Whatever she thought, or the council thought, I thought it was the right thing to do. Yeah, we could have maybe saved the galaxy. But I wasn't the council. I didn't believe in collateral damage. There's no circumstance in which you should have to kill your friend for a greater good. Then what kind of person would you be? Vinette rolled over and nestled her face in her elbow, letting the sleeve catch her tears.
I'd just gotten you, and you were so scared. You didn't know what we were doing, or why, or how. It was too soon to do any mission, let alone this one. You were too young to understand.
Now wait a minute.
You're not weighing this rationally. You can't. It's all so new and clear to you, and you're missing the bigger picture. Somewhere out there, a girl just like you is getting taken to the Queens or to the Empress herself, and we could have stopped it. Next year, it'll be someone else, and the year after, and the one after that. I am responsible for their deaths instead.
I could barely think through the haze of anger. Too young? Was her whole nurturing friend demeanor just a way to manipulate me?
I failed you, and the council, and the entire galaxy, all because I couldn't bear to risk you getting hurt.
I had gotten hurt. Angelette's body double was decent with the sword, but that wasn't the hurt Vinette meant. I don't know why it surprised me that she thought the biggest impediment to her mission was her drive to protect me. I knew she missed her previous host, and the ones before her too. I knew she'd gone half mad in the months without one. It made sense that I'd be extra special to her, especially in the first couple days. But it was Vinette! For all I knew, if logic and wisdom were going to be embodied in a person, they'd choose to be her. I still think that. It was an extra shock because everything during the mission and back on Earth had seemed so clear-cut to her. She had her objectives and she worked toward them. And she had objectives now, too. Report honestly and thoroughly and please the council.
I didn't get hurt. Exactly. I was supposed to replace another king or queen with a Geritwit, or die trying. I didn't. But now you know things that no other Geritwit knew about being a queen. About the swords, and the fighting, and the wardrobes. When the next person tries, they're going to be better off because you lived. You don't understand. There will never be a next person. We will never have another chance like that. It was a fluke.
Vinnet had shown me her true colors, I thought. Sure, she cared about me. But in hindsight, not as much as she cared about her mission. And somehow, I had to live with her. When we arrived, she trudged straight to the council chambers without showing me anything. We were in luck. The permanent council was at another base, leaving just their plains base adjunct, Harwin. We crossed paths with him outside the council chambers before Vinette pulled herself together to decide to talk to him. He was a big man, or rather, his host was. Several inches taller than me, and heavy set. He froze when he saw me, his face set in concern. My symbiont had control, but she didn't meet his eyes.
It's Vinette. And who is this? Sarah Anderson, from Earth.
Forcing her own smile, Vinette pulled his right hand from his side and shook it. She told me later that while Hartwin wanted to greet each host appropriately and familiarly, the variety of human cultures within the Chemtoid Empire made it hard. Even if Hartwin knew which planet a host was from, he might not have encountered their customs before, or they could have changed. He nodded as if he already knew. If I'd been paying attention, I'd have realized that he did. Then he looked me straight in the eye.
Welcome, Sarah Anderson. Thank you for hosting Vinette. I hope you have a long and productive time with us.
I couldn't answer. I didn't have control. But it was the nicest thing anyone had ever said to me about my symbiont. Everyone at Black Book talked to one of us at a time, and for the most part pretended that the other didn't exist. Too bad she didn't want me. I was too young.
I do want you, but not the way I am. Come, sit down. How are you two getting along? It's been what? 9 months? Couple years?
My mind spun at his loose grasp of time.
The Sace year is 4.5 months, and our months are similar to yours. 8 months or so.
And?
Bien un peu.
And the two of you?
I kid you not. Vinette squirmed.
Nothing time won't heal. Because I'm not old enough yet.
Tell me about it.
Hartwin, it's been a long process to get here. I'd prefer not to have this conversation right now. I came to report in.
What are you gonna tell me that Katoran, Teresh, Kitchell, and Dawn haven't already pieced together? I know what happened. What I want to know is what's going on between you two.
Thanks for spending time with Sarah and Vinette. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know what you think of the new format, and I'll be back with more Vinette vignettes. Bye!